Okay, so here is the framework for the false bottom, and as you can see, I've already got it covered with the landscaping fabric, and this is going to stop the soil from falling down through but allow water access to go through. I've got this cut out here so that way if the water gets too deep underneath the false bottom, I have a spot here to get to it and remove it if need be, because this tank is not drilled, so there is no drainage underneath. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to use this stuff and we're going to build this all up to give it a more of a natural look, and I'm going to work on that right now, and I will show you what it looks like when I've completed it. Okay, so I just finished spraying the expanding foam, Great Stuff foam, onto the unit here, and we're gonna let this expand and see how she dries and maybe come back and add some more. The reason I built this up right here is because all back here will be where my soil is at. So I need a sort of a retaining wall to hold that soil back, so that way I can get access to the very bottom of the tank if I need to in the future. So this just acts as that retaining wall to hold the soil back, and I sprayed it with the Great Stuff foam. We're going to cover it with the cocoa stuff, and we're going to make it look like it's a natural dirt retaining wall, so it should be pretty nice looking when I'm done. And this is what I've got done so far, and we'll just have to let this set and cure and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so now we're ready to add the cocoa fiber, and I'm just going to speed this up because it took about 8 minutes to do this step. But what you want to do is you want to get the silicone and just squirt it all over the piece you're working on, and then just spread it out. Make sure you fill in all the little gaps and crevices. Push that stuff right up in there, and then what you want to do is use one hand to spread the silicone, and then use your other hand to apply the cocoa fiber. Now it is very, and I mean very important that the cocoa fiber is completely dry. If that cocoa fiber is holding any moisture, it will not bond or adhere to the silicone, and then you'll have a big old mess. But anyways, make sure it's dry, and make sure you apply ample amount of silicone to the project, and get it spread around. And when you add the cocoa fiber, just pour a bunch on there and just really push it into the silicone, so that way you have a good solid contact with the silicone and everything. So as you can see here, I just overload it and just push it everywhere as much as you can. And then you want to let it dry, I'd say at least 12 hours, and then you can pick up your piece here and then just shake off the excess, and you should have a nice nice earth retaining wall for your vivarium. Voila. Okay, so I've got the unit back into the aquarium, and I kind of want to just show this real quick, so that way if you don't understand exactly why I built this false wall, earth wall, maybe this will help you understand a little bit better. Okay, here you can see underneath the false bottom, and what this is this is the bottom of the tank, and then this is my false bottom. And the reason for this is we want a little bit of air underneath here, so that way when I put the soil in here above this piece, we want the excess water to be able to drain out, and that's what's going to happen here. Otherwise, if we just put my soil down here on the tank bottom, that would just sit there and hold the water like a sponge, and your plant's roots could rot, and then your plants are going to die. So by creating this false bottom, we allow that excess water to drain out of the soil. The soil still stays moist, but it's not saturated with water. And because this tank is not drilled for drainage, somehow I've got to be able to get underneath here and drain this water if it were to ever build up too much and become stagnant underneath there. So what I did was, if you go back into the video, you'll know where I cut this false bottom to create this little ledge that's in here. And this will allow me to get any of the water that accumulates, that would accumulate underneath the false bottom. But to dress it up so that way it looks nice and looks like it fits in the aquarium, I've put this wall here. Otherwise, without this here, my dirt that would be piled up here would just fall down in here, and again then it's going to be all wet and oversaturated. So by building this retaining wall, now I can put 3 or 4 inches of soil up here without it having to worry about it constantly falling, because this is a solid structure now, but it's going to mimic this look of my loose dirt. So you kind of get this this solid edge, but without it looking too fake. I mean, you could build this up with rocks and create this. I've tried that before. The 20 long, we use cork bark instead. You can use all that stuff, but this time I wanted to try this fake earth wall here and give that a try. So what's left now is I'm going to tape this off, and I'm going to spray paint this black so that way you can't see underneath the false bottom, and give it a cleaner edge. And then once that's painted and dried, then I will add the soil and we'll plant it and get it growing and soon add frogs. But that's it. That's the reason. Real bottom, false bottom. That's where the soil is going to be. This fake wall that you've seen me make just helps retain my loose soil up here, so that way it doesn't fall down here. Down here we will put rocks, and that way it's easily moved if I need to remove any excess water from underneath the false bottom. But there you can see the grid work for the false bottom, the underneath. So next up, I will paint this and we'll get some plants in here. Alright, so the tank is done for now. I've got it all planted and primed and ready for adding plants. The weather this time of year makes it difficult for me to receive plants, so we'll just have to wait until the weather gets a little warm and move on to the next build. So if you like these videos, please remember, rate, comment, and subscribe. Later.